I'm trying to get a video of Liberty gas station because today they're doing the sentencing of Randy Taylor up in Nelson County for the murder of and kidnapping of Alexis Murphy, who went missing August the 3rd, almost a year ago, last year. I started walking around in my living abode, not living very good. I put all the things, I got this Android phone then, right after then, a week later. I put way back when I wrote a book about Larry McDonald, Congressman Doctor, Mindcontrol murders, Piedmont Hospital. Later, his plane went down the KAL that now they're finally saying something about, and he was aboard. It was shot down. It was a Korean airliner. It was shot down on August the 31st of '83, and I became a candidate, and I had been through hell. I'm leaving all that out. I was flown to Larry Flint's because Larry Flint had been shot in Lawrenceville, Georgia, while I was doing the book about mind control and what can be done with it. And the patterns is really the only way you can probably prove the murders because mind control's invisible. So, I don't know, my people just want me dead, kill the messenger. I've told about my kidnapping. I found out in '83 about that, and being taken to Lawrence County, Alabama. I was kidnapped from Buckingham Palace in '41. So I've told about the list of mind control murders, and over the years, the media will not tell it. Last night is the closest they came, CNN, and they did mention Larry McDonald being aboard the KAL when it was shot down. It was en route from Juneau, Alaska to Seoul, South Korea, and they blamed the Soviet Union again. Now then, last night they said they didn't know in other words, the mechanism used to make the KAL pilot venture out of his airspace into Soviet airspace, or Russian. That's where they shot it down, the Russian MiG did. Well, they didn't know. I have walked and crawled and been threatened and turned things over to the media. Here, I came here in October of '86. I told all this. I didn't know about the KAL then. It hadn't happened. But I told about all this in Cobb County, Marietta, Georgia. And Larry Flint, the guy that shot him, was programmed to kill him and his attorney in Lawrenceville, and I'm in Marietta. So this goes on and on. I had antifreeze put in me April Fool Day of '80, and I'd gotten a letter from the U.S. Attorney, the FBI, really. I was down there quite a few times in '79. And what he said in the letter, the U.S. Attorney, national security involved, ongoing investigation. Well, after then I had the antifreeze put in me. And I should have died. I was illegally taken across the state line to Alabama, Huntsville, where I passed a background check, and believe me, it was hell just trying to try to work with your brain being baked and people wanting you dead. And I worked for Fred Simpson, and then you get into the patterns. Wallace Simpson was supposed to marry my father, King Edward VIII, which was a lie. She married an imposter. And I was living at Warren House Apartments in Huntsville while I worked there. Warren House is like a clue, the Warren Commission that covered up the Kennedy assassination because John Kennedy flew into when I was kidnapped in '41, his father had been appointed to England, the U.S. ambassador by Roosevelt. My own Uncle George, who became illegal George VI, helped in my kidnapping, Joe Kennedy, so they will not tell it because it leads back to my kidnapping, and there's a seal, 99-year seal, put on my father's illegal takedown and my birth, and there's an addendum, an attachment to it that's legal. I am Victoria II, heir to the British Crown. They should unseal since Obama and everybody's so concerned about the truth and preservation of evidence and all this, unseal an unlawful act that changed history and made a lot of people wealthy, like Elizabeth and the Rockefellers and Rothschilds and Joe Kennedy's group and people here in this country. Now, I want to go back to the Liberty gas station I just filmed. You have to have a database to know where I'm coming from. Well, you don't have to, but it helps. They were done in patterns, murders done in patterns. Alexis Murphy met Taylor, so they say, at Liberty gas station, and she left her car, or it was found, at a movie theater in Charlottesville or near Charlottesville. So that's all I can put on here. Where I'm at now, I was scooted. Is that a good word? I'm almost killed with chemicals and have to move from place to place. And I put all this on prior tapes and a letter that I got telling me I had to move. There was no reason to make me move other than I wouldn't have been here in this position across from the state troopers and across from the Liberty gas station. They're parts in a puzzle. They're clues, just like in Clue. You know, you got all those pieces of a puzzle. So I'm going to go with there. Randy Taylor is in Nelson County this afternoon, Virginia, and they're going to sentence him for the kidnapping and murder of Alexis Murphy. Nobody's been found, and this was a mind control murder. And I stopped going to the cops a long time ago with it. The media will not touch it. They are complicit in this whole thing themselves. So you talk about sick, I'm allergic to chemicals, and that's how they've moved me. And I'm 75 years old. I wouldn't have known about my birth if the British hadn't told me. So I'm going to leave it at here. I don't know if I got the gas station. It's here at Main Street in Salem, so going out toward Richfield. So you got loads of videos, and the media won't touch it. Yet yesterday, an illegal young man that's only a baby, a year old, has been around the world, and they're using my money. Elizabeth is illegal. Her father was. They should be prosecuted. That's my money. They've helped take down their own country, Great Britain, and everybody's celebrating this 1-year-old. You should see what this country's done to me and my sons, Mark and Scott. Mark is the legal heir after me, and my mom and dad, and my country, Great Britain. My mom and dad lost their only child, me. He lost. My mother was never recognized. He lost his title. He lost everything. He never got me back, and nobody seems to care.